Greetings there, mechanics of the zombie land. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Project Zomboid, King of Louisville, episode 46. Happy trucking. There's a story about a king who built a bedroom out of gold to let his enemies sleep in. Very uncomfortable. Sounds kind of like the white elephant, right? Gifting your enemies a white elephant because it seems like such a generous gift, but in reality, caring for an elephant bankrupts you. I know the key is in the glove box, by the way. I'm just hot wiring it too. Or attempting to. There we go. I figured it would look a little cleaner if I I need to destroy this, don't I? Alright, let me get rid of the half dumpster, as it just looks weird now. So, I'll update the priorities. Fix up the truck. And that's what I'm working on tomorrow. When would I recommend your group heading towards Louisville to loot? We're a month into the game. I don't know, man. I don't know your skill level. You could do it at day one. You could do it at year one. It really depends on how capable you are as a player and how well provisioned you are. Louisville isn't hard. It's just dense, which I guess makes it difficult. But it's not inherently, like, more dangerous than anywhere else. You just need to practice some care when heading to it, because it's very easy to get swarmed with no terrain, nowhere to fall back to. But if you know the right areas and you're careful about where you go, it's very, very possible to make Louisville a home as early as you want. Like I moved into Louisville like day one, right? You know, I started the game here, so nothing's stopping me. One of the voted goals previously was to build a... I didn't realize I was out of nails. To build a... like a mechanics bay area here. So that's what I'm moving the wood for, to build some boxes. Because car parts weigh a ton, so it's gonna require a bunch of crates back here. So these crates are all just mechanics crates for car parts. And then I'll have crates over here for the wood. So I'll actually put the wood away. Yeah, a lot of it is map knowledge. Absolutely. And you can obtain that map knowledge without even playing. You know, you could just go to the PZ Wiki or the subreddit or something like that, the Steam forums, and figure out, you know, where it's going to be easiest for you to survive and whatever. But if it was up to me, you know, if you're asking my opinion, go immediately, but just know that you might not survive. But plan on it in your head to be just a fun adventure. A learning experience. That's how I would treat it. You know, I am sort of sleeping on the gold. I mean, technically I'm in the bed, but it kind of looks like I'm just standing on the gold. Like I'm some sort of genie. Gold hoarding genie. Like a leprechaun genie. That's an idea for a cultural crossover. Little Indian-Irish mix-up. I'm going to tidy up the vehicle bay just a little bit more, and then I'll start working on the car parts. So in order to do the car parts, I think what's going to be really important is for me to try to find... it's going to be important for me to try to find, like, the parts that I'm missing without necessarily stripping the ambulance, as tempting as that would be, because that would work too. You guys want it clean, so I would say it is officially clean. Can zombies destroy shelves? They can destroy anything that you place. Except for some special case items, which I consider exploits. Anything that you put down, they can break. By game design, for balance reasons. So you can't just, like, surround yourself with refrigerators and go, "Ah, I'm the fridge king, no one can touch me." Because then what kind of survival game would this be? Not much of one. What can't they break? You'll have to Google for that, because that list is ever shrinking as they patch and fix it, the exploits. So I don't even know anymore. Nor do I care, because I don't use exploits. Let's go ahead and start fixing up the truck. So hood first, I think. So it looks like, let me get a list of things that I need most. So seat, 2 seats, windows, the door's not great. The headlights are fine because lights are easy to replace. So really just the seats are parts that I need to find, and some windows. That would be the big ticket items. Seats and windows. All right. I'm going to do some of the metalwork now. And also, suggest goals. If you have other things you want me to work on, I'll take ideas. So I think what I'll do is I'll do the gas tank last. Because I have to empty out the gas tank in order to fix it. So I'd be dumping all the gas. So that is a 98% condition gas tank that holds 73 or almost 74 gallons. That's pretty good. So let's see if some of the vans out here have seats that I could borrow. Also, bring my UI back. So the seats here, the windows here are really good. 82, 85. I don't know what the rear windshield is for the truck. And then the front right seat is an 85er, so I'll take that as well. And I'll be swapping the parts, because I don't want to leave that van scrapped. Also, I want to change out the driver's side door, too. So let's take a door from this van. Looking at the other parts as well. The doors aren't awesome. It's 70%. It's still better than my door, but so I'll do it. But I'll be looking for a better door on top of it. Let's put that seat in. Go. So 69.49, but it's missing some parts, so that's not like a fair percentage. So it's 72% now. The headlights are really easy fix. I'll fix all the headlights and taillights because I have spare light bulbs upstairs in the electrical box. It's a really easy way to get a high percentage out of nowhere. This game really needs some tanks? Sure. I disagree with you entirely, but sure. There's mods if you want tanks. But in no way is it balanced for gameplay. Also, the average Kentuckian wouldn't know even what to do with the tank other than to like get in and close the hatch. So like I could see using it as like a tent or shelter, but certainly not a vehicle. I mean, I wouldn't know what to do in a tank other than hide in it like Rick Grimes. But if you want to disagree with me, there's always mods. I don't think the vanilla game needs tanks, though, because mods exist for that reason. All right, 72% and still climbing. $77, almost 78%. Missing a window. And a door. I'm gonna... This is the better door? Yeah. Not by much, but yeah. The windshield on this thing is 65%. There's no way this windshield's better. Well, I still need to install the door in here. There we go. So one of the things I commonly come back to is when it's suggestions of like, oh, Project Zomboid should have insert some ridiculously overpowered thing here. You got to remember that the whole premise of this game is this is how you died. So any suggestion that like effectively makes the player immortal is I can almost guarantee not something that the default game developers are ever going to introduce, because the whole premise of this game is it is the story of your death. So it certainly doesn't make sense if, under that premise, for them to have a mechanic where, like, you don't have to worry about your safety anymore because you're in a tank or something like that. You know what I mean? Now, let's see if this other van has a seat for me. Driver's seat's 80%. Not bad. I have no idea how we're walking to it. So let me try that again. But then, of course, there's a workshop and a lot of mods. So if you want to break the game's balance for your own entertainment, there's nothing stopping you from doing it. But it doesn't necessarily mean it belongs to the base game. So we'll be in the mid 80%, especially if I get that gas can or gas tank replaced. Not much I could do about the heater. But I'm letting that one go. It's not really an important part of the car anyway. The brakes on this van are, like, fantastic. So if I ever need a brake change, I can pull from this van. Let's... Yeah, change the radio. Let me take a look at that. What was the radio at? 89%, that's high enough. It's fine. There is a... I don't think the doors... So I have a 70% door. I think the rear doors on this thing are nice, but not the front doors. Oh no, front left door. No, that's 92%. Yeah, I guess I'll take the door too. We're gonna have a truck of Theseus here. Oh, can't submit ideas? Yeah, that's my fault. Let me unpause that. Thank you for reminding me. So it's really the windshield and gas tank. And I'll fix the gas tank next. What's funny is the gas tank on this van is like completely broken, but somehow still holding fuel. Oh, some of the cabbage is ready. Nice. I love when it's ready in the rain, so I don't have to water it. So I wanted to change out that gas tank. I'll siphon as much fuel as I can out of it, but inevitably I'm going to be using up a lot of the gas up here to do that swap. You know what? I'm not even going to fill the tank because I just realized the new tank has like a 70-something liter or gallon tank. So it's not like I'm ever going to be able to fill that up with cans. It's so much capacity. What I'm trying to do is dump fuel into the other cars here. As like storage. But I'm out of places to put fuel now. I've like gassed up every vehicle in the neighborhood. How do I empty... How do I go emptying about that? How do I empty this tank? Intentionally. Because I don't think you can just, like, pour gasoline on the ground like you can water. Can I add it to buckets? Other than just, like, burning it, right? I have to siphon it all, yeah. So I'm just gonna need, like, buckets to put the gasoline in or something. Can I siphon it to uninstalled tank? I don't think I can, right? I don't think that's a thing that you can do. Adding gas to an empty, uninstalled tank. No. Let me double check. Nope. Oh boy. Here's a bucket. I'm gonna need a lot more than just one bucket, though. I long for the day that I had empty gas cans upstairs, because this project just became much more difficult. What I could do is, oh, I can't even add it to buckets. What I was thinking of doing is, finding a vehicle out there that just has a large gas tank, but it's it's empty, and siphoning it between cars. I think that's the route to go. So tomorrow I'm going to continue trying to replace the gas tank, and then I will work on the projects that you guys are proposing. But I want to finish off the gas tank repair. Regardless, I'll put up the poll for the next day, or the remainder of next day. Here we go. Thank you for suggesting some stuff. I have some bottles in the kitchen? Yeah, I do, but it's not going to be enough to empty out the SUV's tank. A few bottles isn't going to make a difference in terms of like the full volume of gasoline that I have in the SUV or in the truck. Bottles lets you pour on the ground. Yeah, I just don't want to take all day doing it. I think you probably understand that. Would be boring. Gonna be easier for me to just find a random vehicle out here that needs gasoline and siphon between the two. So, perfect. That Masterson has an empty tank and 34-gallon storage. And that is exactly what I'm talking about. Work smart, not hard. I think that might be the remainder of the gas. Yep. Perfect. Way more effective. What a nice garage I have. It's like too clean. Needs some more grease. Is there a reason for the metal barrels? Don't ask me. I'm not the one proposing the idea. I hear you. Headshot. All right. I'm going to top up the generators upstairs. And then go down to the gas station and fill the truck. Would also not be a bad idea to repair up the generators too. No one needs their house burning down. How many people in chat have burned down their house by letting a generator explode on them? That's always a fun way to go. Glitch, you've done it? It sucks, doesn't it? It's like, oh yeah, they require maintenance, don't they? Sure do. So this generator is 100-100. This one is now 100, 100. Perfect. Yeah, keeping your generators from exploding is interestingly important in this game. Who would have thought? But yeah. Alright, let's bask in the glory of this truck while we drive down there. I mean, let's ignore the heater because there's nothing to be done about that. It needs a windshield, and that's about it. Most of the other parts are, like, in pretty reasonable condition. 84%. Hang on. Pit stop. I don't care much for trespassers. So what do you guys vote on? My choice? Okay. Got it. Now the car is good for zombie smashing? No, sir. Nuh-uh. I didn't fix it for it to become the new weapon of blunt destruction. I fixed it so it won't fail me while I'm out on patrol. No, I'm not going to be able to take those out of my backpack in time. Don't touch the truck! Man, didn't I recently clear this gas station? I have to clear this gas station like every 10 minutes. Did I end up picking up a trailer? I have not yet, no. I also, for the record, don't like driving around with trailers. It's a huge liability, in my opinion, because trailers get stuck on stuff often, and it can cause you to get jammed up and die. So as long as like you have a reasonably sufficient trunk, I stay away from trailers. Unless you need to move, unless you absolutely need to move stuff and you don't care about dying. But I can count, I've definitely died more from having a trailer and not needing it than needing a trailer and not having it. That I can say with 100% certainty. Dead in the road sucks for driving. As long as I don't hit it at high speeds, it doesn't damage the tires or anything. It just might make you flip. But I've never really flipped from dead bodies. If I flip, it's because I hit a tree or a bridge at a weird angle. This is such a huge gas tank. Look at how the skills are doing. Oh, there they are. Mechanics moved about a half a level doing all the car repair. Not much. It takes a lot to level up mechanics. Your understanding is it does harm the tires? Then you'd be wrong. It does not. Not trying to be mean, just trying to set the record straight. It does not harm your tires. In fact, even hitting zombies at low speed doesn't even harm your truck or vehicle. It takes true and honest collisions to really do damage. I'll show you on the drive back. Do your own science. What the heck? Where did I... That's weird. I told my dude to take gas for all gas cans, and he just stopped. That's good news for your mechanics runs? Yeah. Yeah, it's you don't need to be as cautious as you probably have been. So I'll have close to 20 cans of gas at home. I think, what, that's 18? I think I have 12 or 11 or 12 upstairs. So the way to check what damages your car is really, really easy. Just open up the vehicle maintenance overlay and leave it up as you drive around. So this car is at 84.09%. And I'll drive around and you'll see what lowers the percent, what doesn't. And it just makes it really simple to figure out game mechanics that way for yourself. I mean, I'm sure there's videos online that will tell you what hurts cars and what doesn't. But as you can see, I can hit corpses as much as I want. And that percent does not change at all. The only thing the corpses do is it bounces your car up and down, which can make it easier to flip. So if you're running over like loads and loads and loads of corpses, it might damage your car, but not directly because of the corpses. And the other thing that you could do is see that little bump on that zombie? Didn't do any damage to the car. Hitting zombies, one zombie at low speed, won't damage your car. So I just knocked that zombie down, 0 damage. You have to be either hitting multiple zombies at a time or hitting them at a higher speed to damage your car. So even light nudges won't mess up your car. What will mess up your car is if you're stationary or nearly stationary and you let them wail on your car. That screws up your car real fast. But yeah, the cars. There's a lot of like weird special rules as to what damages your car and what doesn't. So like low speed collisions on single zombies won't. Really low speeds, like 10 miles an hour and under. But then, that isn't true if you hit more than one zombie. But you can check for yourself by just keeping the vehicle mechanics overlay open as you drive around to see what hurts and what doesn't. But corpses won't damage it. Low speed impacts won't damage it. Light bumps. But what really messes it up is like hitting trees or hitting multiple zombies or being stationary and having zombies swarm your car. That like straight up destroys your car. And then of course the things that like absolutely are necessary for your car to operate is gas tank, battery, engine. And I would also argue driver's side window and door, because if you don't have the driver's side window and door, driving through zombies might get you killed. But like almost all the other parts are kind of meh. Oh, and tires. You need at least 3 tires. So car's good. Nice and fueled up. I've got 73 gallons of fuel in that thing. You keep forgetting it's a mannequin. Yeah. You tend to use cruise control to avoid crashing. Do I? No, I never use cruise control. I find that I crash a lot more often on cruise control than not. Because I'll forget that I was cruising and just slam into things. But I crash a lot, so don't take driving lessons from me. I'm Captain Collision here. You guys left, you left up the next task to me. So let me think. What do I want to do? There's a few different tasks I would like to do. Geez, you gave me my choice. I am going to choose to make a proper bathroom. Yep. The police car crash is still probably your favorite. That one was pretty exceptional. Or the Ranger vehicle on the bridge. I've had some pretty awesome crashes. Like the Ranger patrol vehicle on that bridge, like doing cartwheels and somersaults. That was wild. I think the crashes where it's not my fault are the funniest, if you ask me. Because, I don't know, I'm a masochist. And it's really funny when I'm not the one that makes mistakes, then I can laugh at it too. If I, like, die in a car crash and it was my fault, it's harder to, it's a harder pill to swallow than if I die in a car crash and it was totally not my fault. And I'm like, well, did my best. I got flung. Something like that. Glad I got all that planks. So for the bathroom, I'm going to, I might need to get like a better toilet. This low flow toilet is not the royal throne that I envision Lewis wanting. So, but I'm also going to paint and plaster, or plaster and paint. I'm making a proper bathroom here. Something properly nice. A powder room, if you will. Add a wood again. Can you use paint on furniture? No, only walls. Only wooden walls. Wooden plastered walls. Very specific as what you can paint. I might need more wood. Building all these boxes. Little regret, but whatever. Also probably move the area carpet into the bathroom. I know, carpeted bathroom, but Louis is screwy. And that's what he wants. The heart wants what the heart wants. I'm also going to need to grab windows, too. Like steal a window from an adjacent building. Add a wood again? Yep. Another thing I probably need to do is to listen to the weather report to know when it next rains, because I'm going to need to move the plumbing barrels from where they are to where they need to be. Can you build windows into the floor? No. You can build like metal grate bar things on the floor, but not windows. You know what I'm tempted to do? I probably won't. Is to do like the double wooden door for the bathroom entry, just like a grand bathroom. But I'm not going to do that. Just a simple little 3x3. It goes to show how labor intensive it is to like build from scratch in Zomboid, though. It requires an immense amount of wood and time and effort and energy and resources and all that. It's not something that you just like whip together. That's why I don't have a lot of you won't see me like building from scratch very often, just because it's so labor intensive. And also a little buggy. If you're not building from scratch in a building that already exists, it gets weird. You're welcome to try out for yourself if you don't believe me. But it gets weird. Ooh, cool. Does that mean I need to read a new carpentry book? I do. Okay, well, now I know what I'm doing for the rest of the night. Studying up the ways of the carpenter. Book number 5. What is the... Maybe a watering can. Gravity is imaginary, exactly. Well, they sound like they have a good day. I'm not exactly sure where the barrels are going to have to go. Probably around here. But I'm going to get reading anyway. Oh, never mind. There are seed-bearing cabbages to be had. A little diversion, but not a bad one. Hey, buddy. Thank you for tuning in to King of Louisville, which originally streamed live on Twitch March 9th. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you'd like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my gaming community, Rhadamant.com also has a link to Discord, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching, and a special thank you to my Patreon patrons, Twitch subscribers, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you in next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow zombie survivors.